sometimes people will give you things and they'll equip you with something that you can use, but the system or the enabling that they gave you, they put this thing, they said, that'll work. We'll sing in whatever key you play in. And you never get anybody else to say, well, you got to learn all the other keys too, Q. This was my chord progression. And maybe you've heard this chord progression. And now I can kind of explain it a little bit better. So one of the first progressions, even before I knew what a progression was, I just knew it was chords that you put together, but I didn't know it was literally a progression, was a C. It's in the key of C. So I'm playing a C chord, G, C, E, and I'm going down a half step. So it's a C over A, C over A. It's a B chord, triad over A flat. Then you got a B flat chord over G. And then I'm playing a E, B flat, and D over F sharp. And I'm playing an A minor over F. That was my first chord progression. And so I would do it all the time. So that's all I knew. And I would rock that thing. They would sing, there's power. They said, there is power, 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 wonder working power. That is so humble beginnings. Oh my God. But it's the truth. And so, but what nobody ever told me was, you got to transpose that. So I took C, and sometimes people will give you things and they'll equip you with something that you can use, but the system or the enabling that they gave you, they put this thing, they said, that'll work. We'll sing in whatever key you play in. And you never get anybody else to say, well, you got to learn all the other keys too, Q. So for 2-3 years, I'm rolling. I never tried to transpose. And I didn't use the transpose button either, ever. Ever. You know? You ever had an aha moment? I can't understand. And something comes by, oh, now I see. Awareness is so important. So you got to get with somebody who can unlock that in you. And so when I started meeting people and started understanding, I said, oh, okay, that's a C over A. That's a B over A flat. Okay, that's a B flat chord. Okay, I'm going down a half step from F to the E. All right? Because at first it was just this simple. I thought I was doing something too. Yeah, dude. Then I was like, man, what's that? Oh, so mistakes are not always a bad thing. It's sometimes in the mistakes to where you find that there's something valuable. So, I love you, right? Now, my hand automatically hit a F and an E, and some folk will say that's a glitch. A glitch to who? Did you hear a glitch? But I know I glitched. But my intention was so strong. Okay. Oh,
there you go.
I got some good. This is good, y'all. Sometimes we don't spend enough time in the music because of what we have to learn to make our finances. Okay, so you got a job, you work for a church, you have music you have to learn. And so sometimes everything is for that service. Everything is towards, I got to learn this music, I got to learn this stuff, I got to get this under my belt, I got to make sure I empty the band, I got to make sure the drummer's straight, I got to make sure I got the choir songs, I got to make sure I can teach the songs. How many teach? You got to teach your own choir. Okay. But how many times do you just steal away to play to the Lord and hear yourself? And life can be so crazy that you're in school, you're working, you're doing everything, and you don't have time to spend with yourself to really hear yourself, hear where you are. Just begin to create, begin to embellish, begin to take the mistake. You know, people post stuff, take the mistakes in love, you know. But how many times do you play without putting on a camera for somebody else and it's just for you? Because you have to like you and how you sound. That's the only way to really be better and to really, really grow. So for me, I used to sit and I just listened to myself. I put on the recorder and it'd be like a mistake, but I meant it. That's what I meant to say. You got to be intentional. And I've been there even in my own life to where I was searching for the moment, trying to find. In the spirit, there is like a language that is spoken. It's a frequency. It's important. I want to say it to y'all. There's a frequency that when I go here, because of time that I spent listening to me and listening for what's here, I can now hear Now, if I said that and there were no words, how does that sit on you right now? It opens you up. And so you want to be able to communicate in such a way. To what this is what I'm trying to tell you, Tony. I want you to understand this particular concept. So as you play it, you'll be able to bless others. You understood my statement. It wasn't heck of the month, then this, then go up there to the side and that's time and then make it right. Musically, it's the same way. You want to become so proficient to where there's a polishness and cleanness about your playing. There's a refinement that's done not for the service, but do it for you. Because when I hear this run, I want that to be clean. And not, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, you want that thing to be clean so people understand what you're saying. Okay? So, I love you, right? This is key of C, right? I used to play it when I first come in. I just be singing in my head. I'm not lying to you. That's how it was until I understood the importance of melody.